glowing screen. 8-bit heroes in a crazy dream. Coins drop clinking like a metal song. Game over flash, but I'm still headstrong. Bunch of warriors on a glowing screen. 8-bit heroes in a crazy dream. Coins drop clinking like a metal song. Game over flash, but I'm still headstrong. Push the button, hear the roar. Fight the battle, craving more. Game of legends in my veins. Pixelated dreams remain. High scores flashing in the midnight glow. Silks and shred and set the tempo flow. Leather jackets and teased up hair. Living legends, we don't care. Electric haze on a battle floor. Digital ghosts knock at the door. One more life, it's do or die. Final level, reaching for the sky. Push the button, hear the roar. Fight the battle, craving more. Game of legends in my veins. Pixelated dreams remain. High scores flashing in the midnight glow. Silks and shredding set the tempo flow. Leather jackets and teased up hair. Living legends, we don't care. Electric haze on a battle floor. Digital ghosts knock at the door. One more go, one more electric haze. Push the button, hear the roar. Fight the battle, craving more. Game of legends in my veins. Pixelated dreams remain. Electric haze on a battlefront. Digital ghosts knock at the door. One more life, it's do or die. Final level, reaching for the sky. Legends in my veins. Pixelated dreams remain. Neon lights burn the night so wild. Forsaken hand like a reckless child. I keep buzzing electric fire. Chasing scores higher, 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 higher. There's warriors on a glowing screen. Joystick in hand like a reckless
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Nation Network. Vince McShane with you here, and it is time once again to say the two magic words, game on. And if you're here, you must be saying the same two words. Okay, we have been messing around with some of the older games lately, and the one that I jumped into a few days ago is 2K23, which is where I thought I had put all of my Ultra Pro characters, and for those of you who've been around for a little while, you remember that I did this big run of Ultra Pro Wrestling where I took the artwork and transferred it into 2K and had a pretty fun season with that. But then as 23 went along, I got rid of a lot of them. They were all uploaded, but I didn't keep them on my drive. And then I thought when they were given the sunset for the servers that I went back and brought them back on, figuring I was just going to leave them as the 2K23 roster. Apparently, that's not what I did. I have a bunch of ECW stuff, and I've already got ECW stuff on 24. I don't need it on 23 and 24, and there's no way, of course, now to get those creations back because those servers are gone. I did save 3 of them, at least, and there were 3 that I did like quite a bit. I liked a lot of them, to be honest with you, so there's no way I'm rebuilding all that. However, that said, because we've been playing some of these other games as of late, that are also of the older school, I was thinking, well, if I take the 3 that I saved and then I kind of mishmash a little bit, 'cause you have to remember with UPW, if it ever actually comes to light, they do have a bunch of actual names that are going to make up their roster as well. ECW people and old school, Demolition, stuff like that. So I thought, okay, I can take some of this and some of that and make a UPW show. But then I thought, wouldn't it be fun to take some of these other legendary games and bring them into 2K as well? So I've been messing around a little bit earlier today, and I'll be messing around a little bit on this stream. But I want to give you guys a little sneak peek, I guess, at what things are looking like so far, okay?
Well, it's time! It's time! It's prime time!
And my boy Primetime's in the house. Welcome aboard. M-Hawk is here as well. Yeah, I'm in Florida. It is freaking chilly. I'm not going to lie. I mean, we're not dealing with the snow, obviously, but last couple of nights, man, it's legit. You can't be out in it. That's, we're at that threshold of 34, 33 at night, which, again, this is Florida, so these people lose their fucking minds around here. I grew up playing ice hockey in New York, so it doesn't bother me none. But, yeah. Yeah. Tomorrow we've got the Battle Riot taking place here locally in Central Florida, so I'm probably going to go check that out. That's the plan anyway. I'll say one thing for MLW. At least they have family-friendly pricing. Tickets are only like $13. I mean, thank you. And they got decent names. I mean, there's some people on the roster that we all know. It's freezing everywhere, I think, right now. Primetime, where are you at? You have to remind me. What part of the world are you freezing your ass off in? All right, let me, in the meantime, cue this up. Get this going here. Bring this up on screen. All righty. The arena I made and 2 of these wrestlers that you're about to see I made earlier today, and there's another one. I think there's another one that I'm not. Oh, yeah. There's another one that's not going to be in this particular match. And one that I'm going to be working on here for the stream. So, Cross. Karrion Kross. Unfortunately, I can no longer upload logos here because of 2K23 being dead. But some of you may recognize the arena. The arena is from Wrestle War, which came out in '93 for the Sega system.
Making his way to the ring from parts unknown, weighing in at 219 pounds.
But this is the Amazon, and that's from the NES Pro Wrestling game. The same one that brought us Starman. So I'm going to do an NES League. They'll have a program, and then there'll be the Sega League, which will have its wrestlers in a program. And then we'll have Ultra Pro. So it's basically going to be 3 different legendary games. Well, one's never even come out yet, so I can't really call it legendary. With any luck, it will be. Who knows? It's been a long time and haven't heard much lately. Norfolk, Virginia. Dadgum. Yeah, that's cold country there, no doubt about it. Keith O'Toole's in the house. Welcome aboard. Oh, thanks, man. I'm glad you enjoyed the Crockett Cup. Yeah, so that was the other thing, is trying to figure out movesets and stuff. I thought I had lost this guy, and I was like just about ready to cry. And then this was one of the 3 I didn't get rid of, and I'm so glad because I put the most work, I think, into this one, and I was really, really happy with the way he turned out.
The World Heavyweight Champion.
I know some of you guys downloaded the Ultra Pro stuff that I did, and you probably have a better roster right now than I do for it. I wish I would have kept at least 10 of them. I really thought I went back and did that. I'm kicking myself. It won't happen again. You might get 10 or 14 inches.
She said.
There's no way you're going to say that and I'm not going to come up with something. I mean, you're just making it too easy. Jackson, what part of the world are you at right now? Are you freezing your ass off like everybody else? I think I'm the closest person to being warm in this entire chat group, being in the southern state of Florida. Because even Texas, which is considered the South, they're getting some cold shit. Yeah, like I was saying, Keith, so is Americana here. There were 3 of them that I saved and didn't put them up on the server. Well, they were on the server, but I also saved them to my save file. Unfortunately, all the other ones, I forgot to re-download them before the server shut down, and they're just gone. So I've got 3 that are Ultra Pro. The other one being... drawing a blank on him now. Can't remember the name off the top of my head. And now I've got about 4, I think, between Sega, Wrestle War, and NES Pro Wrestling that I've made here in the last couple of hours. Jackson's another one in Texas. Yeah, I mean, Texas getting snow pretty much shuts it down because they don't have plows and trucks and shit like that. Auto-corrected. Yeah, I did see something about that. I don't know. I want to remain positive. I'm trying to remain positive. But the silence is deafening. The fact that, there was some other guy who's been following him a lot too, and he's talked with Sam. He basically said that this UK deal, and Sam had talked about this over a year and a half ago. And at that time, I don't think they were awarded it, and now apparently they did get it. And the guy was saying, well, this is going to save the game. And I'm like, save the game? He went well over his expectations on his GoFundMe. We all paid money in. So there shouldn't be any question of saving the game. He has a budget. Now, hopefully we're using the money for what it's supposed to be used for. Again, I want to believe the best. But I'm just saying, man, we used to get all the, we got this guy signed and we got that guy signed. We had all these little surprises and surprises. We ain't seen shit in a long time is all I'm going to say. This is my first look, actually, at the arena finished. Not too bad. And it's my first run with the Amazon in action. I haven't even had a chance to test him yet. I did originally have it set up with the 8-bit effect, but it looked terrible. I mean, really, really bad. I thought it'd be cool to have that retro gaming look, but it looks so bad. And, of course, this is 23, so I can't control the camera and get the close-ups that I would like to get. But then again, in the old games, you couldn't do that either. So I guess that all makes sense. So we got Titan Morgan in there looking a whole lot like Hulk Hogan. So we have one guy from the NES game. In the Amazon, we've got Titan Morgan representing for the Sega Wrestle War, and then you got two guys representing the UPW, and they're going at it here on the floor. I really wish I could. And then I was even looking at what I've saved in my image files and stuff like that to see if maybe I still had some of that stuff that I can maybe rebuild one or two more of the UPW guys, but it looks like I made room for all those ECW guys by deleting all of the old logos. So, yeah, pretty much these are the three that I'm going to have. This Saturday here on the channel is going to be a big Saturday. Both shows that we got going on here are 9 a.m. Saturday Morning Superstar Show and the 6:05 show. They're going to be big. Titan Morgan gets the win. Representing the hometown and the home arena. I've given up on the wrestling code. I'm not even. We're not going to see that because we're getting ready to move into now the next generation of game systems. Speaking of which, a lot of people are saying now that 2K26 will not be out there for the PS4. I don't know how many people that affects in this group. But that's pretty much closing the door at this point in time on the 24th. So that means 25 doesn't have, or PS5 rather, doesn't have that much left in it for games that are still under development that are, taking a long time to get there. And again, they're smaller companies. I get all that. They're actually independents if we're going to be technical about it. So I understand. I'm just saying it's only going to be worse, though, the longer it takes. And code is something that's really a passion project where it's just like, I think, one or maybe two guys working on it. Doesn't even have a team. Doesn't have the GoFundMe stuff like Sam has. I don't foresee wrestling code happening. I just don't. I hope it does. I don't feel like it's going to happen. That's the best I can say. And I want to be wrong. Primetime, the problem with this is UPW is supposed to have a demo out already. They're supposed to have a demo out for the people that did the fundraising, and we were supposed to have a demo in the first quarter. Now, we're not done with the first quarter, but there's no talk about it. Not that I've heard. And originally, it was January, was what we were being told. I'll tell you this. If the first quarter goes by and nothing happens, I'm done. I'm just going to say there goes. And I'm glad I only gave a little bit of the money. I did the minimum. Only because so many of these guys come out and they're going to make a game and then the game never gets made and the money's gone. Would you go old school NWA in early 80s? I'm not entirely sure what you mean by that, Primetime. Xbox One. See, now I've never had an Xbox anything, so an Xbox, and I'll tell you one of the reasons why is because they don't make sense, right? There was like Xbox 360 and Xbox whatever, and then Xbox One, which you would think Xbox One would be one, like PlayStation, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, things that make sense. But with Xbox, no, Xbox One is actually newer than some other Xbox. So I don't even know what that means. I don't know how old the Xbox One is compared to anything else that they've got out there right now. PlayStation 3 is still solid, man. That's what we were doing the other day with the 2K14. It's a good system. It really is a good system. Good games on there. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, Jackson. I don't know that it's too ambitious. I mean, he's got an actual team and he's got money. He raised good money. And now he's got this money. And I'm just like, okay, you got the money. Where's the stuff? I mean, you're signing all these wrestlers to be in the game and all the artwork is done. And I mean, I don't expect you to have 200, 300 wrestlers on launch, but I mean, get something out. Yeah, I don't understand this whole issue with RAM. It's not like we don't have the ability to create this stuff. All of a sudden, it's like the most highly needed, and you can't. It's more like gold and silver at this point in time. Put it up there with RAM. They act like there's no way of buying any or getting any or creating any. And it's like, RAM exists and you can always make more. What's the fucking problem? But you're right. It's probably going to push back the next gen. Certainly going to push it up in the price tag. Andrew Roberts, how you doing, my friend? Yeah, I mean, Jackson, again, I'm trying to stay optimistic, but I'm right there with you. It's like I haven't interviewed him in over a year and a half because I felt like we weren't going anywhere. And I've seen him do a couple of other interviews, and there's a lot of talking going on. I don't see any visual. You know, you got to show me something. Yeah, primetime, look. It ain't for everyone, and I think it was like $20. Was the Kickstarter was like $20, and I figured, okay, worst case scenario is I'm throwing away $20. Best case scenario is I'm getting the game when it comes out, and it's already paid for. Wrestling Code, that was ambitious, and it is ambitious, especially again. I think it's just one or two guys. And he even said, I mean, he says, I don't know when it's going to be out. I'm just doing it in my free time. He's got life going on as well. So that's why I'm kind of throwing the towel in on that one. I don't think it's going to happen. That's an impressive lineup. Are you asking me if I will run a season with those names in it? If you're asking me that, then the answer is no, probably not right now. As you've been watching, my timeline's moving forward from where we started out. So I went back about as far back as I was planning on going. That doesn't mean in the future I might not do that, but not in the near future, that's for sure. All right, let me jump into, let's see, Amazon's good. Let me come over here. I might have to delete to make room, though. No? Oh, okay, I guess I got room. I'm at the point now where I've got to start thinking about who I want to remove. No persona. Take that there. Let me pull up my images here, my reference material, as it were. If I can find it now. Here we go. Come back, Shane. Come back. There were several names on the. I never had. I don't think I had Wrestle War. Depending which Sega system, I only have the Sega Genesis. I don't know if that was on Sega Genesis, but listening to it, I was watching some clips online, and the sound effects are all the same. But I don't recall this roster at all, so I don't think I have this one. And I'm not sure which Sega it was for, so it might be like the Dreamcast or something else, which I never had that. Miracle, again, this is what we were just talking about. I don't really want to hear about making moves, because what I'm hearing is, oh, this is going to save the game now, getting this deal. And the game should never have been an issue. His Kickstarter surpassed his goal. So I don't want to hear that bullshit. But the problem is, I'm not hearing anything. Nothing new anyway. It's just the same old, same old. So, me personally, I'm just kind of trying to stay as optimistic as I can, but with each passing month, I'm a little less optimistic, I guess is where I'm at right now. So, I'd love very much to be wrong, is the best I can tell you. All right, what we're going to work on here, I guess, I thought I had a still photograph here, but I don't, so I'm going to have to bounce over to another tab. Let me silence that up. I'm just trying to find the one in particular I'm looking for. I think we're going to bounce over to the NES roster this time around. Oh, that should be him. Yeah, that's him. Okay, hold on. Hold that thought a minute. Okay. That's all I needed to see. We'll go back to that afterwards. Let's jump into the attire first. And go to our appearances. Go to our hair. Won't be needing any of that. Oops. That's fine. Now we're going to jump in. You guys know who this is pretty quickly. Now, there's a couple of different ones here that will work. Must have skipped right past them somehow. Hold on. And I'm debating on that or this. Yeah, I like that better. So we are working on the Puma. Let's see. All right, that'll set that up. Good thing about the NES roster is it's really very basic. Most of them don't have elbow pads or wristbands or any of that kind of stuff, so it's going to be easy to put this together as opposed to when I was doing the others with the Ultra Pro. And at some point in time, I may do a few more of the Ultra Pros and dig them back out and just kind of put them together again. Get our generic boots. And let's find something simplistic. That works. And there we have them. All right, what was his actual name now is the question. Judd's in the house. Welcome aboard. Richard, how you doing? Love these video game wrestlers. Me too. This is what I want to do in Ultra Pro Wrestling. We all want to. The question is, are we ever going to get to? I want to do a Tiger Mask League with NES, Sega, and Arcade. Yep, same exact idea I just had when I was putting this together. Did I play Nintendo NWA World Championship Wrestling with Road Warriors on the cover? Yes, I have it in the collection. Why do you ask? Let me see if I can pull up some data here. Hayabusa, Giant Panther. Giant Panther? Is that what it is? No kidding. Okay. I was hoping to get some stats on him, though. Let's see. Nintendo Entertainment System. You know what? Let's go this way. Sometimes, that's what I'm looking for, I think. Yes. I found it. Giant Panther is 6'6", 320 pounds from Texas. Okay. We'll say Houston. So we can leave the USA thing. We'll throw a vintage on there, I think, if I can find it. There it is. That's actually not too bad. We'll leave that. Giant Panther. I always figured he was a smaller guy. Former football star, special techniques, the iron claw and the headbutt. Okay, so he's a football panther. It's an interesting scenario there. What happened to my R? I don't think we're going to have a... Let's see. We'll start with Giant first to see if it's there. There's Giant. What are the odds we're going to have Panther? Let's see. Nope. Shit. Panther. What else sounds like Panther? Palmer. Close enough. Oop, go back. Body type. Guess we should go large if he's going to be a former football player. Weighing in, what was his weight here? 320. Gee Louise. 320. Hulk Hogan going to have to look up to him. And 6'6". That gum. I think we'll keep it about 6'5". Otherwise, it's going to be overwhelming. I'd already listed him as a luchador, so I guess that's going to have to change. Let's go. Performance, was it? All these years, I did not know I could do the entrance from the creation screen. I've always done it separately. That's actually not a bad entrance, though, for him. Gonna leave that there. Personal information, statistics, paybacks. I haven't been doing anything with the paybacks either. I might have to tweak the other guys a little bit more too. We don't have fireballs in this. That sucks. Low blow. We got poison mist. Not for this one, but for Amazon, I think that would be cool. I'm just going to leave what he's got. So he's not going to be a high flyer. We're going to have to get rid of that. Powerhouse. There you go. I think we're good. Then we'll just have to go to the move sets and hook him up with the Iron Claw and the Headbutt. You got to figure out which headbutt we want to give him. Hey, look, I don't want anyone rushing the game either, and I don't want it to come out. And I don't think he would release one that's, not working properly. But we're at that point now where he said we would be getting a demo. And it wasn't that long ago he said it, so he should have had enough clarity to say, no, we can meet this deadline. So let's see what happens. But, January's already done. Put that in the books. Demo's not coming out this week. Yeah, that old NES stuff was always fun, man. You can't go wrong with that. Yeah, that's the other thing, too. A lot of them did not have the proper move sets, didn't have the finishers. There was no Doomsday device back then. At least I don't think they did. No, pretty sure they didn't. In the NES. Miracle. It's 2K, man. There's no mystery anymore. We just know that they are going to tell you how amazing it is. They're going to release it, and it's going to be broken as fuck. And then 30 to 40 days later, there'll be at least 2, maybe 3 patches that'll get it somewhat working. And with each patch, they'll break something that was working prior to the patch. They'll take no accountability. They will offer us nothing in return for the fact that they're selling us a broken game again. I'm the more I'm playing the old stuff now, I'm like, I don't even need their game. I just don't. Am I curious to see what it's going to look like? Of course, especially if they're not building it for the old gens. So if it's not for last gen and it's only going to be for PlayStation 5 and up and Xbox, whatever, again, I don't know what the number system is. But in that situation, hopefully that means graphics are going to be a lot better. And they're not terrible now. But again, if you're now trying to take advantage of strictly current gen, that's a lot of crap we've been waiting on. And allegedly is why we're getting this... what is it, 200 roster now for the created wrestlers? 400 wrestlers in the game and then 200 cause. And apparently it's because it is now going to have the newer system in it. Let's see what that all equates to. Dumpster match doesn't excite me. I'm glad to see anything new in the game, but it doesn't make me say I got to go out and buy it. And the roster is always going to be the roster. I have to wait and see what they're going to do with that. Yeah, we're always the tester, and I've said that for years and years. That's why I'm not doing it this year. Fuck you. I'm not paying it. Nope, not doing it. And I hope at the end of the day, I kick myself. I hope at the end of the day, this one comes out and it's an amazing game and I go out and buy it. But I made it clear, I am not getting it at launch. I am not pre-ordering. I'm going to sit back and watch. And if I see that they made a game that surprises me and it's not a piece of shit, then I may go out and get it. But I'm tired of just forking over my money and getting fucked up the ass every year. $2K is more broken than the Hardys. That's a good one. The Hardy edition of 2K. That's every year, though. Broken 2K. Yeah, the E-Feds is what keeps them selling, I think, sometimes. I look at Blaze and what he deals with, and it's like, God bless him. Oh, God bless him. I can't do that. Let's see what we're doing here. Movesets. I'll be curious to see about these 4 versions. I mean, I honestly don't think there's going to be a big difference. You'll have your base version, which will be obviously your cheap one for like $60. And I think it's only going to go up in like $10 increments after that. So for an extra 10, you'll get whatever the second one is, another 10. I still think at about 120 it'll cap off like it did last year. So I don't imagine we're going to be looking at it to be much more than the 120 mark. And that's been what it's been. It ain't going to go down until, again, if 60% of their audience just sat out and said, I'm not picking this up at launch. And if they just waited a month, just 1 month, 60%, I can tell you right now that price is coming down quickly. The Last of Us 2, when that game launched, and it tanked. Oh, yeah, a lot of us went and pre-ordered it based on the fact we loved the first one, and they made their money off of that. There were a lot of people, though, that backed out of their pre-orders when the leaks came out, and they realized that they were getting stuck with a woke piece of shit. The game itself is beautiful. It plays, it looks amazing. It's the story that they screwed up. And they just pissed all over their fan base. And the fan base struck back hard. And I remember the original Last of Us game was still selling over $45 in the stores 5 years later. It never really came down that much because it was still that popular. Last of Us 2 was discounted down to $40 3 months after launch, and the shelves were full. There were so many copies of that game, nobody was buying it. So if you want to get it cheaper, then everyone has to just say, we're not buying it at launch. But that's not going to happen. Yeah, again, waiting for a sale price or just waiting, if it comes out and it's got all kinds of problems, then I don't give a shit what you're selling it for. I'm not buying it. I've got, and that's been the best thing about doing the stuff that I've been doing on the channel lately with the old school games here. I have enough shit to keep me busy. I do not need the newest game. And because it's older stuff that I haven't used in so long, it's almost brand new to me again because I don't remember a lot of the different storylines and stuff like that. And having created a story with 2K14, that's intriguing to me because I missed that, having not had it for so long. I'll say this. The PlayStation 5 is a really nice machine. I've had no problem with mine. Do not use it on a standing, don't stand it up. Make sure you have a place where you can lay it flat. You will save yourself a lot of heartache that way because they've shown how the majority of people who've had problems with them is because even though they make a base for it where it can be stood up on the side, it's bad. The cooling, the liquid cooler, it fucks it up. Damn, Hornswoggle me. That's a good one. I'll give you a laugh track for that one. All right. Let me get back to where we was at here. His moveset is done, so I just need Giant Puma now. So as I look at these other created wrestlers and determine which ones I'm going to keep, which ones I'm going to lose, I'm thinking to myself, be careful because you can't get them back anymore. Some of them are really good, and even though I don't use them a whole lot, I don't know, man. It just kind of hurts me to get rid of them. Giant Panther's got to do better than a 75, though. All right. Copy from. So we need him to be football strong. Who do I want to copy from? Yeah. We'll go with Bam Bam. And then let's go to the actual moves. We need the Ring Claw here, the Iron Claw. I think they have it listed. Yeah, Iron Claw. Let's see which one we like here. Actually, I'll give them both of them. How's that? I didn't realize we had 3 options. Power submission. This one looks a little bit more footballish, so I'm going to go with that. And then we need headbutt. headbutt to the groin. That'll do it. I don't want that jumping headbutt where you get up off his feet a little bit. No. Shit. We'll go with that one. All right, that gives him his diving headbutt and his claw holds. Kevin, what's up, buddy? High school football game in the works. I assume we're talking about like a Madden, but for high school football, which that actually sounds kind of cool. And no, I didn't hear about it, but that sounds kind of cool. I haven't bought a Madden game, and I can't even tell you how long. Nothing, you know, I don't. PlayStation 2, maybe? Last time I bought a Madden game? Acclaim THQ was better. Oh, yeah. I mean, and I used to hate THQ. I used to rag on them all the time because of the game having issues. But my God, I couldn't imagine that somebody like 2K would come along and do worse. But here they are, year after year, doing worse. He's got brass knucks, does he? Hold that thought. First off, I got to give him... let's go this way. Hold on. Make life simple. I'm going to make him a little bit more lethal than he currently is. Not too much, but definitely somewhat. Yeah, maybe like a Bobby Lashley. We'll keep that there. Actually, Bobby wouldn't have been a bad one to move. I'll mix it up a little bit. We'll keep some of the Bam Bam stuff in there. And that should make him a little bit more lethal than he was a second ago. And now, paybacks. All right, so we got to... There we go. And bit of a heal. Run in, flag out. Give him the low blow too. Nutter. $91. Oh, goodness. That might be a little more than I want him to be. Let's bring that down just a skosh. Strike reversal. I'm thinking more like a big cat, Ernie Ladd kind of thingamabobber. Let's see what that looks like. That's better. 87, I can live with that. So that gives us a giant panther all set to go. It's not that I didn't like THQ. I didn't. It's like they kept putting games out that were broken. They were broken less than what we're getting with 2K. But they put a lot of shit out that didn't work the way it was supposed to work, and it got tiresome. I don't even remember the details anymore. It's so many years gone by. But it just felt like back in the old day when there was no updating things and no patches available. I mean, the game was the game. It was in the disc. You bought it, and that's it. That's the game. And that shit always seemed to work. Then all of a sudden, oh, we can do patch updates on it. Release it. It's not ready, but don't worry about it. Release it. And that's the way it's been ever since. With everybody's game, apparently. I mean, it doesn't matter. You can get Madden, you can get NBA, you can get, freaking GTA, Far Cry's, they all got issues, which, look, even if you do have a dedicated testing group doing their job, there's just certain things they're not going to experience. And then you release it to hundreds of thousands of people who are now playing the game differently in each way that they want to. Some of them are going to find something that your 5 or 10 testers didn't find. But I'm just telling you right now, there is nothing in the world that will make me believe that 2K has a testing team. They don't. They might have people that will run through it to say, okay, let me see if this is working the way I want it to. But that's not testing the game. They throw that shit out there. Look what happened back in, what was it, 20? It was 20, right? That where fucking eyeballs are hanging out and the teeth are floating around, and you you think they didn't know that shit before they released it? Yes, they knew that shit before they released it. Yeah, and the unlocking thing wasn't all that hard to do, and it was part of the game. It was in the price tag. You bought it, you paid for it, and you got it. All right, let me dabble over here a little bit. I get caught up between reading the comments and getting in the conversation, and then next thing you know. Who else do I want to do here? You can go with King Slender. Oh, I didn't know. I need to go back to Starman and touch him up a little bit. Oh, Rave Kid was the other one that I kept. And I liked Rave Kid. I thought that was a pretty cool look, and it turned out well. You guys haven't seen Starman yet, so bring this back up.
That's what she said.
I don't want that. Again, these are so easy to put together because there's really not much to it. So you got Starman there, simple enough. Nope. All right, Starman, where you at here? 6'3". Everyone's 6'3" in this thing. He's 220 pounds, unknown birth. Mazatanian, Mexico is assumed. I thought he's supposed to be from outer space, man. Make up my mind. All right, we got that. All right, he's already good. Personal information. See, I had him down fictional there. Let's see. Nah. I'm going to keep that. All right, we really don't need to do anything to him then. He's all set to go. So, wait a minute. Great Puma, 6'4", 250 pounds. What was I looking at? Giant Panther. Okay, I knew I was getting confused about something. Hold on a minute. I knew something wasn't adding up. Giant Panther is a different dude. He's kind of got that Flash Gordon thing. Shit. Oh, even Puma's 6'4". My goodness, these guys got something crazy. How we want to do this? I think what I'm going to do, because this already has the moveset and everything. I know what I'll do. I'm going to duplicate. If I can. I don't know if I have an open slot. Maybe. Yes. No. Maybe. Yes. Okay, good. Giant Panther. So what we're going to do on this one is just change it out. And I got to figure out what his attire looks like. Pretty boring. Okay. I mean, again, these games are all very generic with their characters. Or is this... Hold on a minute. I may be... Let's try it this way. Yeah. So this is kind of their Hulk Hogan dude. All right, fair enough. Although it doesn't look like he did the full mustache or anything like that. Yeah, he's just got the... All right, we got this. All right. We'll get to that secondary. Let's get rid of the mask. Nah, that's not going to work. Let's see. Trying to figure out what we got here. Hold on a second. Preferably parted on the side. Got a little bit of a swoop thing going on. Got one I'm thinking of if I can locate it. That might not be too bad. What's this one? Well, actually, that's not too bad. I'm good with that. Very prominent eyebrows. All right, so that takes care of that part. He's got a pretty chiseled looking jawline and all that stuff, so we'll take care of that in a minute. Let me see what his gear looks like. Pretty much Hulk Hogan. No knee pads. No wristbands either. I don't think any of them had wristbands, to be honest with you. Or does he have knee pads? Let me see. No, I don't think so. Doesn't look like it. No. Wolf Ryazaki, welcome to the nation. Thanks for joining up, man. Appreciate you. By the way, we're under 30 away from 3K as of yesterday evening. I should probably keep a closer eye on that. But we're going to be hitting that 3K mark pretty dang soon. So thank you guys for everything that you've done to help contribute to that. I appreciate you. Since taking time off to work, definitely been putting a lot more into the channel and getting a lot more subs than normal. If only I could find a way to tie the two together and make some money. It would be really nice. I could do this as a full-time gig. All right, so that's that. Now let's get his face looking a little bit more. Like I said, this guy's kind of sculpted pretty tight. Go with that. It's looking a lot more like him already. Again, it's a little 8-bit megapixels and all that crap, so you can't see too much detail, but I don't know that AEW Fight Forever was all that much fun, man. It was good for a weekend. And after that, I mean, I pick it up once a year. There's nothing. And I went on and looked the other day as well. Still haven't come down anything on their prices for the additional roster members, which I think is egregious. All right, where are we at here? Face template, face. Deformation. Go to regions. This one we're going to keep it pretty simple. Again, his eyebrows are kind of pronounced. And he almost looked like he had a rock thing going on. So we got Giant Panther and we got Puma. Great Puma. That was what was confusing me. We got two cats in this thing, even though one of them's a cat and the other one's a football player. Would you like to continue? Yes, please. Thank you. Did I change his name? Probably not. Let's see. No, I wouldn't change it. His name was actually correct. That's why. All right, now we're going to go to Puma, change his name and his stats, and moveset. No Pumas. Go figure. We'll just leave it empty. We have to turn the other one heel, I guess. All right, let's see what Puma's got going on here. Unknown birth. Venezuela assumed. If you don't know where someone is born, why would you presume Venezuela? Just saying. Caracas. $64250. Now, in his case, it doesn't tell you what his moves are. Everyone else, it tells you what their special techniques are. But with his, it doesn't have it. 6'4", too. I mean, damn, is any of the... I guess this was back in the day where they really all were monsters, though. I mean, you didn't have any Rey Mysterios back then. So they only actually have 7 guys in the entire federation for that game. Boasting a roster of 7. Not counting your player, I guess. Did we choose the player we were? No. It was always player 1 against these guys, right? Like, you couldn't choose. Let me see. The 2-player game is a 2 out of 3 falls match with no limit. First person wins. Yeah, it looks like you have to be this player 1 nondescript dude. When you reach first place ranking, you'll fight a title match with a Video Wrestling Association champion. That's what the VWA stands for. I couldn't figure that out. There you got it. King Slender is usually the VWA champion at the start of each game, but if the player selects King Slender, oh, you can. Never mind. I stand corrected. As their wrestler, Giant Panther becomes the VWA. So Giant Panther and King Slender are your top 2 performers, apparently. King Slender, of course, is kind of a Ric Flair ripoff. Moveset. Let's see. Giant Panther is done already. And then a Great Puma. Since they didn't give us any movesets, we got a lot of leverage to just do whatever we want to do with this. So 6 foot, 240 pounds. 6'4", 240 pounds. Let's figure out. Tyler Bate. Not a bad choice. That brings him down to an 82, which I think that's good. We know we want Panther to be a top performer, so keep him high. And that still allows him to be competitive. Let's do our entrances here. Haven't done either one of their entrances yet. in there. Sean's in the house. Welcome aboard. Yeah, buddy. There's a reason it's taken some time. Because that was originally a commission work that I did for somebody. And anytime you do commission work, you're really supposed to get their okay to post anything. And I haven't heard back from this guy. And I did give it to you once. I don't know why you deleted it, but I'm trying to do right by this guy, though. If somebody pays me to do something like that, normally tradition is that you don't post it in community creation without their say-so. I don't think he'll have a problem with it, but I would really like to hear that from him. So give me a little more time, see if I can get him to answer me. But it won't get posted again after this. If I can do it again, that's it. Make sure you don't delete it because it won't be coming back. All right, what entrance do we want to give this football dude? Kevin Owens should be coming back to work on Saturday, I'm sure. Triple H posted that there are going to be a lot of surprises in the men's Royal Rumble. They're not really all that big of surprises, guys. Like, we all know Jericho's going to show up. We all know probably Kevin Owens will be there. Trying to think if Hobbs and God Almighty, I don't remember what the name is, but they released the name he's going to be wrestling under, and it's horrible. It's like Royce something or other. Fucking A. I mean, you couldn't have concocted a worse name. I'm sure Powerhouse Hobbs probably belongs to Tony. Or at least the powerhouse part, I would think, unless he had that before he came into AEW. I don't know. And we all know WWE wants to own him proprietary-wise, but Powerhouse Hobbs is a pretty good name for a guy who's a legitimate powerhouse. I think I'm just going to go with the Kevin Owens entrance. I'm good with that. Royce is the name of his son. Well, I appreciate that. Is it going to sell tickets? Now, if it was Powerhouse Royce, that's fine. But you need to get something in there that projects the monster part. You know, the fact that he's just a beast. Because the name I heard was Royce, and then I forget what the second name was. And it was just kind of like, heh. Sean, what I said is when I'm trying to get this guy to answer me to make sure it's okay with him. So I'm going to give him a little more time. If he doesn't answer me, then I'll probably just get with you like we did last time. But that's it. Because it's not something I'm going to post and leave up. And normally I wouldn't do that without the person who did the commission requests saying it's okay to do it. Where are we at here? Custom victory.
Here is your winner, Giant Palmer. Here is your winner, Giant Palmer.
Almost has a Nick Bockwinkel thing going on, which that would make sense if they did like a cross between a Nick Bockwinkel and a Hulk Hogan. All right, what's next? I don't know if the Great Puma was done or not. I don't think so. I'm still going to have to make an arena for the NES. Might do that next. What's this looking like? Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. A little bit of energy, a little spunk to him. I like that. All right, I'm going to stick with that. Sean, I'll get with you when I hear back from the guy. Okay, that's what I'm saying. I'm waiting on him to answer me. If he doesn't answer me within another few days, it's been over a week. I'm waiting on a response from him. So I will reach out to you when I feel like I've given him ample time to respond. Was that the entrance? That's the victory. Miracle, we know the WWE has all the money in the world. By the way, a lot of rumors running around about Vince McMahon perhaps coming back. And as crazy as that may seem and sound, I wouldn't say it's impossible.
Here is your winner.
As bad as the product has been lately, and knowing Vince and how he'll position himself with TKO, and the quote that allegedly came from the meeting was, "Shit's gotta change, brother." All right, that gives everyone their entrances. Everyone's got their movesets for the moment. Let's go make an arena. Like I said, it sucks that I can't upload any logos. Now everything's kind of generic, and I got to muddle my way through it. I'm trying to find the arenas that I want. I'm going to go basic with this one. Yeah, that's fine. Let me sure. We can probably make the logo. Okay. Let's just go straight to the mat, and we are going to create the logo. Group images, that's what we're looking for. And fortunately, because these things are simplistic, it's not too hard to do. We'll go with these, I guess. No, that's too big. That's too big.
That's what she said.
Okay, I'm gonna line those up. Color. And it's kind of like a burnt orange, just like that. Maybe a little brighter. Got that. Yeah, we'll jump back in here, do another one. I always feel like Bob Ross when I'm doing these. Some happy trees. Got that. Now, it won't let you do lettering, so we'll have to do that separately. Make sure these match up. Should be good. Boy, that was a pretty good guess. Now we're going to get to the crest, I guess you'd call it. Now, in the actual game, this would almost be as small as these two lines, but I feel like it's going to get a... Well, let's see. I'm worried that the lettering might not quite make it in if we do it this way. Give it a shot. Got that. And two more lines, and we are done with this logo. You know what? Really thin on that. makes the logo complete. We'll drop that in the middle, and then we're just going to add the VWA lettering. For some reason, it always defaults to a 20 emboss, which for logos in the ring, I don't generally like to use emboss because it's normally painted into the canvas. So, that. Let's change our color. It's like a sky blue. VWA. That's probably the closest to being accurate. Now the question is it going to be... It'll work. All right, we've got all white ropes. We've got a red and blue corner. Apron is orange. It's like Disney puked. Color. Sure, why not? Images. I think what I'm going to do, in the interest of time, and maintaining my sanity. Whoopsie. We're going to take it this way. go back and change. Shoot. No, I'm just going to leave. No, I can't because of what I'm going to do next. God dang it. Hopefully. Bastard. All right, just delete all of it, do it all over again, because it'd be easier that way. If I would have not done what I'm doing now, then we would have had an embossed line, and then I'm about to cover this up, so having any emboss is going to make it look stupid. Besides, I wanted this to be a little brighter anyway, so that's still about the same brightness, isn't it? Really don't know why they don't start it at 0 and let the creator decide if they want to emboss it or not. Okay, now what we're going to do is put 2 patches on this. Now we're gonna, oops. Now we're gonna try and color match this son of a bitch. Where's Bob Ross when you need him? Come on, man. Let me try something here. Sometimes when you change the material, it makes the color pop differently. And sometimes it's just a bitch. So close. Well, I'm starting to think this image is not going to match up perfectly. Well, I'm too anal for it to stand out like that. So where I thought I was going to save some time, we're going to just change it up and do it the way I didn't really want to do it, which is the long way. But that's all right. It'll come out looking better or more accurate anyway. The idea is the patch would have just broke these lines up rather than having to put 6 of them in. But it is what it is. Okay. What the heck? How is it not matching? Damn, it's almost gray or green. Gotta love 2K. Okay, let's see. Seriously? Wow. That sucks balls. 2K, you motherfuckers. No, it'll turn black. It won't turn white. How's that? How the hell is that? Color outline. Outer glow. Damn it, man. I wonder if it's just that font? No, I doubt it. I highly doubt it. Nope. Holy shit balls. I wonder. I think that's as good as it's going to get, man. I'm not going to mess with it too much. For some reason, it's not letting me change the color properly. Can't recall having that problem before. has been that much time. Enough is enough. Sean, I'll say one more time, buddy. I will get a hold of you once I've heard from the guy who commissioned the work. Might not be today, might not be tomorrow. As soon as I hear from him, or I'm going to give him another few days. And if I don't hear from him, then I'll get a hold of you. So I will reach out to you. Hang tight. Safely say it's probably not going to happen tonight, though. All right, we got white ropes, turnbuckle pads are actually different colors in different corners. Ring posts are also. All right, so top left is going to be blue. That's going to be red. The turnbuckle pads will match. Those are supposed to have been white posts. What happens to that? I thought they were white. All right, turnbuckle pads. Okay, that is pretty much the arena. We're just going to change up the mats and the rails. Okay, got that. And the barricade. And those bushes keep on reappearing for some damn reason. I'll try something different here. Delete it altogether. And try and reinsert it and see if that doesn't fix the problem. I've never had a problem with that before. Damn, what's all the tables? Never behaved like this before. This is weird. I don't think it's going to save it properly, but we'll see. All right, that took a lot longer than I was anticipating. Okay. Throw a generic referee in there. We'll go with the black and white old school since it's significantly older. This is the part that sucks. I wish I would have had. Well, I guess I can kind of use custom images. We can go with our group image. It just doesn't have any of the lettering, but at least I'll know what it is. Oh, I don't want it for that. Never mind. Maybe. Yeah, Saturday shows are both pretty intense this week. Shit's gonna get real. Let me go back here. There's one thing I did want to do, which was change the lighting a little bit. You know what? I think we'll leave it. The games back then were very bright and powerful, so we'll leave it that way. Okay. Give it a test run, see what it looks like. We'll go triple threat. least with that stupid logo there, I can locate it a little bit easier. We want Giant Panther. Yeah, the Great Puma. Let's do Starman. Top 3 performers. How's that? Man, I really wish I could import stuff still. It's one of the things I don't get. With USBs and everything, why don't you let us, after the servers go down, why can't we still import images and stuff off our USBs?
The following contest is a triple threat match. Making his way to the ring from Houston, Texas, weighing in at 320 pounds.
And the bushes are back. I'm going to have to get rid of that. There's something glitching out about it because that never happened to me before.
That's what she said.
And his opponents, first from Caracas, Venezuela, weighing in at 250 pounds.
The Great Puma, the Giant Panther, and Starman.
From out of this world, weighing in at 228
Although they're still going to make their money. I don't see it hurting them in any way. Because you got to remember, the servers stay up for a whole year at least afterwards. Like 2K24 server's still good until March 31st. That means 2K25 will be around for another year. So you're not really losing any money on that. It just allows people to continue playing the game. I'm definitely getting Nick Bockwinkel vibes off of Giant Panther. Is it the Panther? Yeah. Got the Panther and the Great Puma. All three of these guys are pretty similar in height now. Panther's got the weight advantage. Ooh, flying head scissors. Nice. Hurricane Runner. You don't get to see a big man move like that too often. Whoa, what happened to the side logos? What the fuck? They shrunk. Man, I don't know what's going on with that. You know what? I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to just make the damn thing. Not the lettering. I can't do the lettering. I'll have to still do that by hand, but... And we'll get rid of the bushes at the entrance as well. Wicked clothesline takes him down. It's going to be anybody's game to see who picks up the win in this one. Ooh, Brainbuster. Did somebody say he was a heel? Oh, shit. Starman in there making the save. Just imagine if the developers of NES Pro Wrestling would have continued the franchise into 2025. It might look something like this. Ooh, referee's wiped out. There's the headbutt. So we know he's got a finish restored. Gosh dang, I do miss the camera not being able to control it. Damn, referee must have got hit hard. Still enough to get the win. That was the slowest 3 count in history.
Here is your winner,
The Great Puma. So yeah, that's right. I won. All right, we're going to fix the apron and get rid of the bushes. That's what I'm going to do. But I'm going to do that off stream. You guys, I think, are going to get bored with too much of that. All right. That's all I got for today. Thank you guys for stopping by and hanging out and keeping me company and all that stuff. It's always fun when we got a few people going on in the chat, which we did today. So I appreciate you. Like I said, this weekend is going to be a lot going on here. We've got our Saturday morning show. We've got our 605. And in between, if time allows, I'm looking at doing a Royal Rumble prediction 2K kind of show that I normally do. I just don't know that I'm going to have time because, like I said, tomorrow I'm going to go out and probably watch Battle Riot live here in Central Florida. Since they're so close to home, I feel like I've never been to an MLW show live. Never once. And I used to watch them quite a bit, and I enjoyed the product back then. It kind of got a little wonky for me when they started taking on Lucha Underground's personality instead of keeping their own. But we'll see. I'm going to give it a shot. Price is right. Very family-friendly priced tickets. Good for you guys on that. All right, everybody, have a great rest of your day, and make sure you find time to say the 2 magic words.
Okay! Game on! 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 Yeah, game on!
Neon lights burn the night so wild. You're sitting here like a reckless child. Our keep buzzing electric fire. Chasing scores higher, higher,